I imagine we could have started preparing the funeral for the Yankees for the 2016 season after the Boston sweep over the weekend. And how about this? We're all wearing black. Jeff Levack and Goz, former producer Goz, congratulations on the promotion. It's Levack and Goz of ESPN Radio 104.5, the team Monday through Friday, 2 to 7. And so now you got this guy as your co-host.
Yeah, you know, he was the only one who was willing to sit in a room with me for 5 hours a day.
Sure, well, it's a sacrifice.
Natural push-up.
Scrape the bottom of the barrel and then drag it out.
Okay, well, I'm glad that you're here with us today. And we'll start by talking about the Yankees, and we'll start with a Yankees fan. Reason still to watch the rest of the season?
I mean, Gary Sanchez, that's number one, the Sanchez. But aside from that, it's a job interview for everybody. Like, you know, the lineup they had today, half the guys I couldn't pick them out of a lineup, literally. And there they are playing baseball for the Yankees. So next year's the year at this point. I mean, they're mathematically alive, but if you're out in that field right now, you know, everybody from the starting pitchers to Gary Sanchez, what's your role going to be next year? Yeah. Because we're finding out right now.
Meanwhile, let's talk about the Mets. And guys, I'll turn to you right now. They've got the wild card. Their schedule sets up pretty well for them the rest of the season. Would, at this point, it be a failure if they didn't hang on to clinch that wild card?
I don't think so. I mean, you're playing 9 out of 12 teams with below 500 records, 15 games below 500. But the expectations for the Mets going into the season, this could be a World Series team. But everything changed. I mean, this is injury after injury. Who is going to be hitting the ball for the team? They have to make a move for Jay Bruce, and then Jay Bruce isn't hitting for this team. So much has changed. They were 5.5 games back on August 19th. They put themselves in this spot now. With everything that's happened to this franchise, I think it's a success even if they get caught by the Cardinals and Giants. Those are the two most successful franchises last 10 years.
Guys is willing to make excuses, are you?
No, I already penciled you in. If you don't, once I say you're a playoff team and you're not a playoff team, you choked.
Okay.
Yeah. I picture them losing to the Cubs in the playoffs somewhere. That's what I picture for the Mets. So you get there, you just don't get all the way there.
We'll see where it is. Okay, let's pivot to football. And we talked about the Bills on last week's show, and if anything, it's gotten worse in 7 days.
Yeah, Greg Roman gets fired in week 2. When you lose your offensive coordinator in week 2, if you're a player, how do you feel about the future? And then for Rex Ryan to come out here and pretend that he had anything to do with that firing? No. You lost control of your ship. The management, the ownership, Pagulas, they're reaching around. They're not going to tolerate a loser very long. Talk about interviews for next year. I feel like that entire coaching staff and team is already getting interviewed for next year, and they still have a chance to do something this year.
Right. NFC East, I know you guys spent a lot of time talking about the Eagles and their new star rookie quarterback on the show today. So at the start of the season, it was Eli Manning, then everybody else as far as quarterbacks in that division. And now, guys, there might be some superstars there.
Well, you have Dak Prescott and Carson Wentz, but it's still 2 games. Like, there's a lot of season left to be played, and Carson Wentz has gone up against the Bears and the Browns. Not exactly the elite of the NFL right now. He has 10 games coming up. 6 are against playoff teams from last season.
Okay.
That's going to be the real test for Carson Wentz. I'm not ready to say he's better than a lot of these rookies so far after 2 games. There's a lot of season still left to be played.
But the Giants are the best team in that division?
Giants are still the best team in that division at 2-0.
Quick prediction, Patriots, Texans.
I'm going to take the Texans in this one. I think it's the only game they lose out of the 4 that Brady's not there.
Okay.
Can you tell me who's going to play quarterback for the Patriots?
I can't say this point.
Garoppolo, Jacoby Brissett. I heard Brady's going to show up with a mustache and he gets disguised and try to play quarterback. I don't know who's going to play because I just don't know who the quarterback is. I have to go with Texans as well.
All right. Levack and Goz, ESPN Radio 104.5, the team. Catch them Monday through Friday, 2 to 7. Thanks for being here, guys.
Thanks for having us.
And coming up, we have an Olympian who just 2 years ago was living in his truck. He joins me next on The Edge.